Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aries January 2020 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as January goes, well, Mars will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 3rd. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, if you're unattached at this time, Aries, you may connect with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that simply embodies Scorpio characteristics. It may be for a sexual liaison. It might be somebody, though, that you might want a deep, non-superficial connection with, since we're talking about the 8th house in astrology. And it might even be somebody you wind up being in a shared resources situation with as well. Now, the thing about this too is now the situation now with intimate relationships, sexual partners may be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious, more so than usual. There may be arguments over, might be matters with jealousy. There might be a little, or maybe even a lot of vengeful, vindictive anger. But on a positive note, this could be about injecting a lot of energy and vitality into making a transformation in one's life, one that might really be what you might see as deep, since we're again talking about Scorpio energy. I think this energy too could also be about doing something or just making a transformation that requires a lot of emotional intensity, maybe even resourcefulness as well, and willful determination. Now, given to this could also be about injecting a lot of energy and vitality into doing something. It could be it could be crisis situations in some cases, since we are talking about Scorpio energy, and in the 8th house, it could also be about putting a lot of energy into something Scorpio related, such as astrology, occult, supernatural, locksmithing, embalming. It could be in a shared resources situation where you're in like some kind of like a business connection with somebody at this time as well. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Mars will be in Sagittarius still. So at this time, the 9th house Mars will be in Sagittarius as far as January goes, from the 3rd until the 31st. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be a time where the situation with in-laws, grandchildren, foreigners, people at a college, university, religious congregation might be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious than usual. There might be arguments over philosophy or religious differences with these people, and the arguments might be ones where where there's a lack of tact and diplomacy, where you have this veritable truth connected with Sagittarius, very blunt energy. But at the same time, this could be about a lot of energy and vitality put into something Sagittarius related, connected with publishing or higher education. It could be something associated with the law or religion, something maybe even with exploration, something with translation, well, learning a new, it could be, if you're doing some of higher education, it could be learning a new language. If it's publishing, you could be teaching another language, something with sports as well. Anything that could be Sagittarius related at this time. If it's higher education, you might be learning to do something with publishing or advertising at this time. And this could be putting a lot of enthusiastic, exuberant, and expansive energy into 9th house matters, such as the law, such as religion, philosophy. It could be maybe long distance traveling, something with higher education as well. So anything, or even with publishing, anything 9th house related, and also a lot of energy into doing maybe something with the outdoors and adventure with grandchildren and in-laws at this time. Next thing up, Jupiter will be in Capricorn still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, as I've spoken about in previous videos, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical. It could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this can enlarge and expand certain, maybe perhaps restrictions and limitations, inhibitions, or um, even despondency, even depressive energy in matters with one's career or stature in life or public image or reputation, or even with matters with the dominant parent, which is often the father, even expanding like negativity and pessimism in 10th house matters. But at the same time, it could actually be very auspicious for a Capricorn related career, such as something with the government, politics, dentistry, business, even general mundane work, accounting, information technology, timekeeping, anything that could be Capricorn related. And it's also very positive for things that are planned and premeditated in regards to improving one's public image or reputation, attaining success, a position of authority, anything that could be 10th house related. Could also be a good time perhaps for publishing as well, and may be factoring into your career, or some Jupiterian career, anything like with publishing or exploration, or even jocularity, being comedic, something that involves higher education, such as being like a college professor, or exploration, something that has to do something foreign, such as foreign languages, and it may be done with a lot of Capricorn consistency and laborious effort at this time. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be a time where, in some cases, you might find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated dominant parent, or someone prominent in your career. Could be, if you have a rapport with authority figure, it could be that person as well. Something Capricorn related, it could be such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. But at the same time, this could also be about dealing with some restrictions and limitations in career-related matters. The dominant parent, which is often the father, maybe even attaining a position of authority or attaining success at this time. This could be some loss in connection with one's public image and reputation at this time. It could also at the same time be very auspicious. Could be a time for maybe even a Saturn or Saturn/Capricorn type career, such as something with business or dentistry, politics, or Capricorn, even accounting, information technology, timekeeping, something that requires a lot of laborious and consistent effort. And it could be a time where it might require a lot of laborious, consistent efforts just to maintain a good public image and reputation at this time. So anyway, well, next thing I want to talk about, well, Uranus will still be in Taurus, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could manifest in a number of ways. Well, for one thing, your financial situation may be a little sporadic and erratic, and you might be subject to some financial fluctuations at this time. It could also be very positive for doing something Uranus-like in terms of generating income. It could be doing something with aerospace or astronomy, astrology, esoteric subjects in general, innovation, computers, electronics, anything that were something of an unusual nature. But at the same time, you might be dealing with some erratic activity in terms of your self-esteem and how you feel about yourself, but also maybe even being innovative and going outside the box, so to speak, being ingenious, doing something unorthodox might be tied in to maybe doing something with your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you feel about yourself might figure prominently in that, maybe in terms of improving it. And also, too, it could be a time where Uranus values are more prominent, such as it could be something with innovation, being ingenious, showing ingenuity, being unique. Something that might even be friendships at this time. This could also be a time now in some cases. I mean, this could be about how Taurus. Sometimes it could be Taurus friendships might play a stronger role in your monetary situation, your resources, your possessions, or could simply be in a lot of cases friendships that embody Taurus characteristics, such as people, friends that are very loyal, steadfast, persistent, enduring, constant, those kind of people. Hold on a moment, people. Next thing up. Well, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, this could manifest in a number of ways. This could be, in some cases, you might find yourself, well, where hidden adversaries may be even more nebulous and unclear than usual. Hidden adversaries are hard to see because they're hidden, but it could even be even more so at this time, or it could simply be about the dissolving and dissipation of those people. Now, at the same time, an aunt or an uncle, people prominent in your private life, they might be more evasive or more deceptive, duplicitous, nebulous, and unclear, more so than usual. Be very careful this time, Aries, because there could be an increased propensity for some kind of Neptune-related imprisonment, such as something with drugs or alcohol, something fraudulent, deceptive. It could be something in connection. Something where when you look at this energy again, it could be something like deceptive, such as like money laundering, or some kind of something that like using a fake identity, anything that could be Neptune related at this time. And it could be a time too looking at or driving under the influence. It could also be a time too, looking at this. This could be, in some isolated cases, hospitalization over something Neptune related, such as something with the feet, the toes, the lymphatic system. It could be something drug related. Anything that could be Neptune related. It could even be an accidental or inadvertent drug assimilation at this time. It could also manifest in some cases a lot of self-sacrificing energy in helping those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the homeless, the hungry, and the homeless. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, and a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. This could be about the actual or literal death of the dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be someone prominent in one's career, reputation, and authority figure that might have played an integral role in this person's life. It could also be, in some cases, about a Plutonian career, such as nuclear physics or physicist, or doing something with the occult, supernatural, astrology, something with transformation, such as rebuilding vehicles, recycling, a death profession, such as like working as a coroner or embalming, or some funeral director, or doing something with surgery, anything that could be Pluto related. But it's also a time too, sadly, where this could be about the obliteration or destruction in one's public image or reputation, or simply just a transformation in one's career at this time, and trying to gain some kind of power in one's career, perhaps position of authority, which is how it would manifest in many cases. Given that it's in Capricorn, that would help that out as well. I mean, Capricorn is the sign associated with authority. So anyway, I mean, this could also be about, at the same time, I mean, again, it could be the obliteration or destruction of one's career. But remember, when you're talking about Pluto energy, it's about transformation. It's also about rebirth and regeneration. If something goes away with Pluto, may be revived later on, or may simply be supplanted with something else. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aries January 2020 Horoscope Forecast Part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time. I'll be giving you my Taurus January 2020 Horoscope Forecast Part 1 of 2. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.